Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be starting a new series that I'm going to be doing where I'm going to be covering every single US presidential electoral map for every election. So today I'm going to be starting off with the first one, which is the 1788 through 1789 US presidential election. It was basically the first presidential election in America, hence why I'm doing it first. And it was held from Monday, December 15th, 1788 to Saturday, January 10th, 1789. So George Washington was the only candidate for this election, at least the only major candidate, and that makes this election unique in a way. What also makes it unique is that George Washington was a third party. He didn't really identify with any political party. And it was also the only US presidential election that spanned 2 calendar years without a contingent election. So there were, as you may notice, there are also a few states that can't vote. New York, Rhode Island, and North Carolina. They're not going to be voting in this election. New York didn't appoint any electors, and North Carolina and Rhode Island didn't ratify their constitution. So every other state, though, it's going to be a pretty clear-cut pattern, as you're going to see, for who wins. So first off, we have New Hampshire with 5 electoral votes. That's going to go to Washington. Massachusetts with 10 electoral votes. That's going to go to Washington as well. Connecticut with 7 electoral votes is going to go to Washington. New Jersey with 6 electoral votes is going to go to Washington. Pennsylvania with 10 electoral votes is going to go to Washington. Delaware with 3 electoral votes is also going to go to Washington. Maryland with 6 electoral votes is going to go to Washington as well. Virginia with 10 electoral votes is going to go to Washington. South Carolina with 7 electoral votes is going to go to Washington. And Georgia with 5 electoral votes is going to go to Washington. So, as you can see, Washington pretty much won unanimously. That doesn't really happen a lot in a lot of elections. There have been a couple elections where presidents have won almost every state, but this is really the only time it has ever happened, um, you know, completely. Washington was popular at the time, and states wanted to see him as president. Washington, as president, voluntarily stepped down after 2 terms, but his impact as one of the most famous people in American history still, is learned about today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's a small presidential election. There's not that many states. It's pretty simple. As time goes on, we'll see more states, uh, different political parties. But yeah, this is a pretty simple election. So if you guys like this video, you can subscribe. You can click the bell next to the subscribe button, and you can also leave a comment saying what I should do next. Sorry if it was kind of bad, but it was my first video. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Have a good one.